I'm Erica Hill of Alternatives for Wellness. I am an herbalist certified in natural health care as well as emotional balancing. I've been working for over 20 years to help people to improve using herbs and various other supplements. Also counseling for lifestyle changes that people can make in order to improve their health, and to help them to work with emotional issues that keep them from moving forward in their life in the ways that they would like. While most of my clients are local enough that they can come into my office to see me, this work can also be done remotely. So wherever you live in the country or in the world, please reach out to me and I can arrange a session. Some of the things that people come to me for are issues with anxiety, depression, sometimes sadness, phobias such as fear of clowns or fear of needles, anger management issues, guilt and shame are huge issues that people come to me for. And no matter what it is, it's living in you. It's affecting you every day, whether you're aware of it or not. So once we have released those emotions, your burden gets so much lighter. People walk out of my office every day and say to me, wow, I feel like you took 10 pounds off my shoulders. It's a very common reaction. Their life is better because they feel lightened. They simply do not feel as heavily burdened. And as we continue to do sessions and release more and more emotions, people get happier and their memories of past things are gone and their lives improve. They can live the way they want to live, find the success, the happiness, and the health that they're looking for. An issue that I have dealt with numerous times with clients is that of guilt and shame. People have guilt and shame over many different things that they've done in the past. For instance, one woman, when we released those two emotions, she admitted to me that she had gone through numerous abortions earlier in her life, and she felt very guilty and very ashamed about it. But after releasing the emotions, we were able to discuss the fact that we can't do anything about the mistakes that we've made in the past. We need to not let them hold us back. We need to be able to let go of them and then move forward with our lives. I got started in natural health care in 1990 when we first moved to Ridgewood, and I developed some allergies that I was going to treat medically. And then I was introduced to herbs. They worked very quickly, and within a couple of days I was feeling so much better. So I began to investigate and learn more about herbs. And before I knew it, it became such a passion that I began to pursue formal education in order to be able to help not only myself and my family, but other people. Well, one thing that I noticed as I began to incorporate more of the emotional rebalancing was that people's physical ailments shifted more quickly and easily, were resolved. So, for instance, one woman very early on had told me that she was suffering a lot of neck and shoulder pain because of a motorcycle accident that she had been in several years before. So we did a session of emotional rebalancing, released emotions that were connected with that because the accident actually had been caused by her husband's carelessness. So she had the emotions of anger and resentment towards him, as well as feeling despair and forlorn because she didn't feel that she was ever going to get better. At the end of our session, she told me that her neck and shoulders felt a lot better. So that was a good thing, and we scheduled our next appointment. But then the next day she called me and she said to me, my neck and shoulders still feel great, but I don't know what you did, But last night I slept through the night for the first time in over 3 years, and I didn't have nightmares. She said, "What did you do?" And I thought that was just fantastic, that in a 15 or 20-minute session, we were able to change so many things in her life so quickly in just one session. So that was very dramatic to me and very telling that what I was doing was powerful work. So I'm going to explain how emotional rebalancing works. Just about everyone has some amount of emotional baggage from painful life events, right? Emotional baggage is something that's very real. And even though it's invisible, it can really affect your happiness, your success, and your health. It's like carrying around a suitcase from every difficult event that you've gone through. Eventually, the load gets too heavy not to notice that you're carrying it. Each suitcase is called a trapped emotion, or a bit of emotional energy that was created during an emotional event and got stuck in your body somewhere. So it's like a ball of energy that's vibrating in your body. These trapped emotions are usually negative, destructive, and they create pain and malfunction of bodily tissue wherever they get lodged. Even diseases can be created from them. They can cause depression, anxiety, and lots of different emotional problems. In doing emotional rebalancing, it's like doing surgery on the energy body. We're literally looking for malignant or harmful energies that need to be removed. We then remove them, and then the energy body has a chance to heal and reorganize or regain its balance. After working with people and their physical issues for a while, I became aware of the fact that there was an emotional component to whatever was going on with them physically. And through the years, I tried to address those emotional issues with essential oils and flower essences. But I found that I was limited in how I could help people. In more recent years, I became aware of something called the emotion code. And after investigating it, I saw how helpful it would be for myself and my clients to clear up emotional issues in order to help them to resolve physical issues. So I took the necessary educational courses and became certified in this, and have seen tremendous changes in my practice and in my clients by helping to clear out emotional issues along with dealing with physical challenges. I got into the emotional rebalancing because I had suffered a car accident. Now it's 4 years ago. And I had a lot of damage to my knee and my back, and I was in a lot of pain. I happened to be attending a seminar, a weekend seminar, and everyone there worked on me. Everybody wanted to do this, whether it was massage or chiropractic or energy work. Everybody was doing things with me. A gentleman sitting next to me said, "I can help you with your problems." So he ended up doing a couple of sessions on me, and I noticed that the severe pain that I'd been suffering in my knee decreased by about 50%. And when I inquired as to what he had done, I was told that it was emotion code. And so with the knowledge that I already had from what I had been doing and the knowledge I got from the book, I began to do it. And later on I decided to become certified in it, and it's just been wonderful for both me and my clients. I would have to say that every client who walks in this store has different issues, and I'm very often astonished at what I see and hear from people. Things that have happened to them and the ways in which they affect their lives, whether they develop tremendous fears or they become very angry and don't know how to manage their anger, wishing harm on others, or some people become more anxious, depressed, panicky, and fearful. So whatever it is that you are, whatever it is that you present, when you come in, we're going to help you. I'm going to help you to clear it out, get rid of it, and no longer have that issue. Well, I had a woman who came in to see me about a year and a half ago. She had some physical complaints, so we were looking at those issues. But then I offered her a session of emotional rebalancing. Said, let's see if there's any emotional connection or tie to all the physical problems that you're having, and she agreed. So we began to identify the emotions and release them. Well, after the first emotion, she began to cry like I've never seen anyone cry in my life. She was literally doubled over with the emotional pain. She could not stand up any longer. She had to sit in the chair. She cried for a solid 10 minutes before we were even able to release the emotion. After we released it and moved on to the next one, the exact same thing happened. By the end of, I guess, the third one, she told me that she had suffered a terrible betrayal by her husband that caused her such emotional pain. She literally shut down in her life. And the pain, her physical pain that she was feeling, was connected to that. Because emotionally and mentally she couldn't function. By pulling in all that physical pain, she began to stop functioning physically as well. She wasn't able to work. Now she's on disability and so on. It was tremendously dramatic and very gratifying, though, to help her to release those emotions over several sessions so that she could begin to function better in her life and view herself as a valuable and worthwhile human being again. I love doing this because of the dramatic changes that I see take place in people's lives and how tremendously their lives can be improved by releasing trapped emotion. For instance, I had a client recently who had tremendous anger issues, and she would often say, I just want to kill someone, or wishing bad things to happen to people. And I said to her, we need to get rid of that. So would you like to shift that now? And she said, okay, let's do it. So we did the emotional rebalancing, cleared out all of the emotions that were contributing to that feeling. And the next time I spoke with her, I said, how are things going? How are you doing? And she said, well, I don't want to kill anybody anymore. And I said, wow, that's great, because I really didn't want to have to visit you in jail. And we were both very happy about that. For many years, people have been accustomed to using talk therapy with either a psychologist or psychiatrist or social worker to help them to work through issues and problems. And I personally have done it myself. Had some very great therapists, years of great therapy, it's wonderful. But there were still plenty of issues. What I found with emotional rebalancing is not that it completely eliminates the need for other practitioners, but that it cuts through a lot of garbage very quickly. It helps you to see where your issues are. So even if you are seeing someone for talk therapy, now you've got some topics. You know what the underlying issues are and have been. For some people, they make just the emotional rebalancing is sufficient. That's all they need. But if you are already working with a therapist, it will help you in your therapy. So the benefits are many, many that a person can have through using emotional rebalancing. So if you're thinking about doing this and you say, why should I do it? Because you will sort of cut through a lot of garbage and bring yourself to a better place. What I find most fulfilling about what I do is witnessing the changes in people's lives. Sometimes they're small, but very often they're dramatic and they're huge. And people are delighted themselves with how they see their lives proceeding and the changes that they personally become aware of. So this is a wonderful thing because the changes in people's lives can be huge, can be dramatic. They might be smaller, but they can be very big.